Hello friends! Do you really believe that the Samnites were rough and belligerent people? Well, from now on, when you talk about my people, you will have to do it with the utmost respect, and I'll explain why. All the documents that tell us about the Samnites were written by Roman writers, such as Tacitus, Titus Livius, Orosius, just to name a few. Consequently, their deeds are narrated with a clear pro-Roman bias, and so, now I want to tell you the true story of the Samnites. In the first millennium before Christ, we Samnites lived in the central southern part of the Italian peninsula, called by ourselves Safinim, and, consequently, we called ourselves Safinees. The Latins transformed Safinim into Samnium, and thus we became Samnites. The Greeks, on the other hand, called us Samnitai, and our land was Samnites. What are the origins of our existence? We come from the lands of the Sabines, of which we are the descendants, and, at the same time, we are the result of a migratory phenomenon that originated from the regions of mainland Greece and the islands of the Aegean Sea, and which manifested itself during the 8th century before Christ. An example of this phenomenon is the founding of Taranto. Therefore, we Samnites descend from the Asco-Umbrian population settled in the central territories of the Italian peninsula, and, later, we mixed with the Hellenic populations who settled in southern Italy. Between the 6th and 5th centuries before Christ, we Samnites were now the undisputed masters of the territory, as we were brave warriors, as well as being shepherds. I must admit that we immediately fell in love with the sweet and verdant valleys that extend at the foot of the Samnium Mountains, and we decided that these lands were ideal for the Ver Sacrum, or the Holy Spring. What was the Ver Sacrum? Well, when an adverse event occurred, for example a plague or a succession of unfortunate events, a community of our people decided to consecrate the firstborn, born in the spring period, to the god Mamertes, better known by the name of Mars, so that he would help. As opposed to the barbaric customs of other peoples, the human lives of these creatures were respected. In fact, the Socrati, or sacred ones, were aware of their destiny, and lived in the family until they became adults. At that point, they moved away from their place of origin, to look for other territories in which to settle, following the migrations of an animal sacred to the divinity. This animal could be a bull, a deer, a bird, or a wolf, and served as an intermediary between man and God. The place where the sacred animal stopped was considered the destination of the migrant group. However, as time went by, the sacred ones no longer followed in the footsteps of a guide animal, and preferred to march under a banner depicting the animal itself. The history of the Samnites certainly does not end here. In the next video I will give you more details on the history of this people with a refined and fascinating civilization. In the meantime, if you want to know more, I suggest you read the book by Gianfranco de Benedictis, The Samnites, A Denied Story,